Hi everyone and welcome to blog 26 of Tackle the Feelings Before the Behavior. And today's blog is going to be called What Are Triggers? And I'm not talking about triggers from guns and things like that. I'm talking about emotional triggers. And this is going to be a short blog. So if you want to know more, I will put a link to my written blog on emotional triggers, which is a lot more detailed. But I just want to give you a quick overview of how I understand it and how it's understood in the psychological and psychotherapeutic world and my own understanding in my own journey. So a trigger, think of it like an overreaction. And now using the word overreaction makes it sound like a really negative thing. But that's the best way I can describe it, I think, because it's taking an experience and you have an inflated reaction to that experience, or you don't react enough to that experience. One or the other, an over or an under reaction. Something's gone on for you. If you've got really upset about something that most people wouldn't get that upset about, or you don't feel you should have got that upset about it, but you're struggling to let it go and it's eating you up and you're really angry or you're really upset, or it sets you off where you don't know what's wrong with you, your mood goes down, or you just start feeling really down about yourself and you get really critical about yourself, however that looks, depending on the emotion that's been triggered, you're going to have a reaction that seems a lot bigger or a lot smaller than what's actually going on in present life. And the reason for that is because a trigger is like a little a memory laneway down to an original trauma from your childhood. So whatever's happened, and you'll know this with post-traumatic stress, different sounds and smells and things trigger you into a memory from your trauma. So for instance, a soldier coming back from war, they hear a car backfiring and they are crouching down, getting ready, getting violent. They have an extreme reaction to a perceived danger because their minds, their neural pathways in their brains have been set up to be alert to that danger, and it's been triggered in you and you think you're in danger. And it's something that is outside of our control. When something is triggered, it's coming from the unconscious. So we often really get frustrated with other people and we put judgments on other people because they overreact, or especially in relationships, you'll see that someone getting extremely upset because you're really late and they don't realize that abandonment might have been something that's really big for that person, or they're afraid that they might lose that person. That's a real fear trigger. Or there's extreme anger, and that anger could come from a place of feeling powerless and really wounded in the past, and you've never really processed that. Maybe it's not anger, but our emotions work like onion layers, and we develop different emotions to cope with more painful emotions. So maybe there's a real shame there, but we develop different emotions around it, which in the end result ends up being anger, and you don't know where this reaction came from, why you're so angry. But when you think of anger, it's a powerful emotion, and you think of shame, which has powerlessness, you've developed a coping mechanism. So it's always good to be really compassionate to those around you and to yourself, and to really explore yourself and your triggers and your patterns. And the best way to figure out where these original things came from and what's really going on for you is to question yourself, question your patterns, question your reactions. When have I felt this way before? Really ask yourself that, and be kind. Don't beat yourself up for these overreactions, and try your best to explain to whoever you've lashed out at or have had that reaction to that you've been triggered, even if you don't know why. Explain that you've been triggered, and let's all try and be a bit more compassionate to this, because everything that comes up is coming up to be healed, to be released, to be aware in your conscious, not your unconscious. And the more aware of things that you are, the less that's in the unconscious, the more you're able to release and heal. The more control you have, over your reactions and your emotions. Because emotions are there to serve us. They're not there to cause us suffering. The suffering comes in when we just haven't processed them, when we're in a resistance to all that pain and all that suffering that comes from childhood or traumatic events. So next time you have an overreaction, think, I've been triggered. What is this about? So I hope that's been helpful. Check out my blog below and subscribe to my channel if you like these videos. I do a lot of parenting videos as well. So I hope that's been helpful. Have a great day. Bye.